This time, when humanity returns to the moon, we are not leaving footprints behind, we are laying foundations. For the first time in human history, the moon is no longer just a destination, it is becoming a home. More than 50 years have passed since the last human stood on the lunar surface. Since then, the moon has been silent, untouched, waiting. Now, NASA, the United States government, and a growing alliance of international and commercial partners are preparing to return. But this mission is different. This is not about planting a flag. It is not about winning a race. We have already done that. Landing on the moon is difficult, but it is not the hardest part. The real challenge begins after touchdown. What comes next is something humanity has never attempted before. We must build, we must survive, and eventually, we must stay. Roads, power systems, habitats, transportation, all of it. On a world with no air, no weather, and no forgiveness, this is not a return to the past, this is the beginning of humanity's first permanent city beyond Earth. Instead of landing near the center of the moon, like the Apollo missions of the past, this time, we are aiming somewhere far more extreme. The lunar South Pole, a region shaped by violent impacts, towering crater rims, and ancient volcanic scars. Some of these craters are in permanent darkness. They have not seen sunlight for millions or even billions of years. And hidden inside that darkness is something priceless, water ice, carried here long ago by asteroids and comets from deep space. This frozen resource could become drinking water, breathable oxygen, and even rocket fuel. NASA has identified 13 possible landing sites for the Artemis missions. Small islands of sunlight, surrounded by endless shadow. A perfect place to discover the moon's secrets, and one of the most dangerous places humans have ever tried to live. Before we can build cities, we need solid ground. And the moon does not make that easy. Its surface is covered in ultrafine dust, sharp, abrasive, almost like broken glass. During the Apollo missions, this dust cut through spacesuits and scratched helmet visors. It clung to everything. Vehicles overheated. Radiators clogged. Systems failed. And once the dust is disturbed, it doesn't fall back down easily. With no atmosphere and weak gravity, dust can travel far. When Apollo 12 landed, its engines blasted dust over a spacecraft sitting nearly 200 meters away. If we want a permanent base, we must control the dust, or it will destroy everything we build. So where do we begin? With roads, landing pads, hard surfaces, safe zones. One short-term solution is a spray used by the US military nicknamed Rhino Snot. It turns loose soil into solid ground. But hauling chemicals from Earth is expensive and unsustainable, so scientists are turning to the moon itself. By melting lunar dust into solid glass, the European Space Agency is already testing this idea, using powerful lasers and simulated moon soil. Focused sunlight, or lasers, could slowly turn dust into roads. It's slow, it's difficult, but it may be the foundation of an entire moon city. Once roads exist, movement becomes possible. And when movement becomes possible, freedom follows. This is where the lunar cruiser enters the story. A fully pressurized rover developed by Japan's space agency in partnership with Toyota. At first glance, it looks like a futuristic vehicle. But in reality, it is much more than that. It is a home on wheels. Astronauts can live inside the lunar cruiser. For more than 30 days without ever wearing a space suit, they move directly from their habitat into the rover and then into another building. No depressurizing, no constant suit changes. Powered by hydrogen fuel cells, this rover can travel deep into the lunar wilderness, far beyond the safety of the main base. This is how humans will truly explore the moon, not as visitors, but as residents. Of course, even explorers need a place to return to. NASA's first lunar home is called the Foundation Surface Habitat. It is a 3-story structure designed to survive one of the harshest environments in the solar system. Built from a metal frame combined with inflatable living modules, it can support up to 4 astronauts for about 1 month at a time. The lower level contains the airlock, space suits, and science equipment. The second level is where astronauts clean up, exercise, and conduct biological experiments. And at the top, the living space, beds, computers, medical equipment, and a small kitchen. This is where humans will learn what it truly means to live on the moon. But temporary habitats are not enough. To stay long-term, we need protection. The moon has no atmosphere, no magnetic field, no shield. Cosmic radiation and micrometeorites constantly bombard the surface. So engineers are turning to one of humanity's oldest ideas, bricks. Scientists believe lunar dust can be heated and baked into solid building blocks. Habitats could be buried inside thick walls of moon-made bricks. China is already testing this idea, exposing lunar bricks to extreme temperatures and cosmic radiation in space. Other concepts go even further. Massive glass structures formed by melting moon dust and shaping it into domes. Ideas that sound impossible on Earth, but may work perfectly on the moon. None of this survives without power. Solar energy helps. But the moon's day lasts 2 weeks, and its night lasts just as long. Many of the most valuable regions, including water-rich craters, are in permanent darkness, so the solution is clear: nuclear power. NASA is developing small fission reactors built specifically for lunar conditions, compact enough to launch from Earth, powerful enough to support a base. Placed inside shadowed craters, they can operate safely without overheating. Just one reactor could power a small lunar outpost. Several together could power an entire moon city. And with stable power, everything changes. Water can be extracted, habitats can expand, industry can begin. This is how the moon stops being a destination and becomes a civilization.